I can't get that one out. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We are here with the Defender and we have got stuff everywhere. There's stuff going on everywhere. So if you saw it just then, we are doing something really interesting today. We are putting on a second-hand, new to me, Mantec spare wheel carrier. It was my little Facebook marketplace purchase. It's really hard to find wheel carriers on marketplace. I mean, you can find them, but you've got to travel. Luckily this one came up and it was 2 hours away. I mean, it's still 2 hours, but it was the closest one I could find. So I thought better get a spare wheel carrier, because we don't want to be going to Scotland with no spare wheel, because that's a long way for a puncher. So yeah, so let's get into it and let's just show you what's going on. So I've told you guys so many times how bad my back door is, and it's not great. It's knackered. I'm not going to go through it too many times, but it's cracked here, big hole up here. If I do that, you can sort of feel the flex in it. So, you know, I'm not expecting big things here from this, but I am just trying to eke it out because they're quite. I need to get a new back door, and I need to spend what they are, 360 quid on one. So they're not the cheapest of things, but it will have to be a purchase at some point. But we're not worrying about that now. We're going to crack on with the wheel. The Mantec comes with, I can only call it the Mantec because I'm assuming it is one. It comes with a big metal plate that goes on the back door, basically the same as this, but a lot heavier duty. And that should line up with the holes that are already in the back door. So let's have a look at that. So it has this big old bit of steel. Yeah, and I'm hoping, so that is offset, and that obviously goes on here somehow. I'm guessing that way, because that hole there lines up, and like that. Yeah. Bear hug the door. Well, I bear hug the door. Alright, there we go. That's that bit bolted on. Hopefully, this is when I get 10 minutes down the line and realise that I need to take it off again. That won't be the first time. So, the next thing, we've got this. Now this stick goes on the back as well. There's 4 holes on the other side. And then there's a plastic, like nylon shaft that goes in and out of there. And that's all greased up. Again, this is just what I've worked out from buying it. This isn't, I've never done one before. So this, as far as I'm aware, sits on there like that. And then there's a plastic shaft on the back of here which slides in and out. There's Gabby. He's losing teeth. So I'm just going to take the brackets off the top of the, well, actually I'm going to take the bottom one off as well, but I'm going to take the brackets off and just grease up the, I'm guessing there's a metal sleeve in here. I would be surprised if there's a bearing, but just want to grease it up, make sure it's all good before it goes back on. Because the trouble is when you buy stuff second hand, you just don't know how it's been looked after. So yeah, so there's a plastic nylon in there, nylon bush in there, and I'm just going to pack it with grease. I can't get that one out. So the bottom mount here obviously mounts onto the chassis here, but I was looking in here and there's no like tube, like crush tube in there to do it when you do it up, so you obviously don't want to crush your rear cross member when you do it up. So I found a piece of galvanized tubing and I've cut a small section out of it, and I'm going to slot that in between the two, or in the box section of the cross member, and I'm going to slide the bolt through it, so that way we can do the bolt up nice and tight, and that should protect the rear cross member of that. This has got technical. So the previous owner, he obviously, I think his was an older style Land Rover, maybe a 300 TDI, 200 TDI, well, it doesn't matter. The holes are slightly different on mine, so I've had to unorthodoxly file this hole slightly like oval shape now, this one here, because the bolt wasn't quite going in. It's quite a lump. It would have been a lot easier if I could have got that bracket off, that bottom bracket, because then I could have fitted it up without having to hold the whole weight of the wheel carrier. If I could have got that bracket off, we could have just stuck the bracket on, bolted it on, then just stuck the pin in and done it like that. But that didn't work. But so let's try it like this. I've got a strap going up to the roof rack and coming down to the actual weight, coming down to the wheel carrier to take the weight. So hopefully we can get these bolts in now. Right, I've got to get my hand in that hole without dropping the bolt or the washer, and this is the easy one because it's just there, and there's another one a bit further up towards this way. So the struggle is real, but yeah, I mean it's mocked up already with the rope. Looks good. Okay, so I'm trying to get this in between in the center of the rear cross member. So basically that goes in, and that'll sit obviously in between the two pieces of metal, and then you put the bolt on. But I can't get it in there. I just don't have finger power or anything. But I have had an idea. It involves a piece of string. I'm going to feed a bit of string into the hole, and then I'm going to feed it through this, and then I'm going to feed the bit of string through the other hole, pull them tight, and then this should pull this in line to then put the bolt through. That's the theory anyway. I just thought of that. Just saying. I done it. You can't really see, but in there I managed to get that spacer in there. I didn't use the string. The string was a shit idea. That didn't work. I had to just grind it down a bit. It was too tight, and I got it just enough so I could, you know, get it up there. And I just needed to get it enough so I could get this screwdriver hooked in it and then lift it up, and I've done it. That was not easy. The bolt is so long, unnecessarily long, but I got it in, and that was the main thing. Right, that bottom mount is on, solid as a rock. Okay, yeah, there's a bit of play in the bush and it's flexing under its own metal mass. I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put that stainless, whatever it is, shaft inserter, see that goes on the door and it allows it to slide up and down here. So that needs to be well greased up so it can slide up and down the shaft. And that goes that way on there, like that. And that's just a case of drilling some more holes. But I don't mind drilling holes in my back door because it's knackered. So, you know the drill. Cue the music. I'm basting it. Just so you guys sort of know where my brain's heading, we'll now put that, we'll bolt that to the door. Right, so those 4 holes will locate that to the door. Then you've got that bottom bracket that's done up, that bracket that's done up, and then in theory, the top bracket where I've got to drill the holes should be in the right place. Should be. This is the bit I was worried about. I don't like drilling holes into stuff that I don't need to, unless I know it's junk. That capping is the best capping I have. That capping is knackered. Typical, hey? So that capping absolutely rusted to hell. If you guys remember and watched my chassis build video, right at the end, this bit here is all fiberglass. Filled it and fiberglassed it just to make it look good for there and then. This one hasn't got, it looks brand new, it hasn't got a speck of rust on it. And that's the one I've got to drill. Typical. Right, that done up. That's on. Now this is the bit I was worried about when putting that on. Will it go on the door? Should do.
You're in.
Now I should know.
Yeah.
Exactly where my holes are going to go. So far, we're at this stage. And it's going well. I actually think we might have this done by tonight. Okay, so here we go. We need some intense music for this bit. So I took the bracket off. If I could undo that bottom one, I would take the whole unit off. For some reason I can't seem to undo it. That would make my life a lot easier. I'm now about to drill. I've masked it up. I'll put 2 little marks where my holes are. Let's just do it. Okay, so we had a drastic minute and we finally got this off so I can drill these holes, because I thought I can't really do it without doing it, without pulling it off. So I had this little 2-ton jack, bottle jack, put underneath, and we pushed the bolt out. Brian, my neighbour, he has gone to see if he's got another bolt. Yeah, we pushed the bolt, we pushed it all the way through. It actually lifted the truck up, so I had to obviously back it off with the socket, and as I did that, it started to come up. So yeah, that's now off. We can now drill holes, put it back together, hopefully put a new bolt in there. Job's good. Right, okay, we're coming up to the closure now. Sit rep, we've drilled the 2 holes. That was worrying. Masked it up, I put some primer on it. It's not the best primer in the world, it was just some cheap primer. It's not even like acid etch primer or anything like that, it's literally just primer. So I've chucked that on it, hopefully that's better than nothing. And now we'll wait for that to dry, and then we're going to start rebuilding it all back up, stick it on, and then put the wheel on. Job's a good one. Yeah, I've got to tidy up, that's going to take ages. There we go, guys, all done. It hasn't taken me all day. I had to go out halfway through the day. It's now dark, or getting dark, yeah, that's on, so that's great. There's a couple of things, or one thing that's a bit confusing is the white bit at the back, as in the white plastic or nylon sleeve thing. It seems like it's not long enough, as in like when I open my door fully, it'll come out of the metal sleeve. Now whether it can be adjusted, as in like can you undo it and loosen it and it will get longer, or whether I just need to move that metal sleeve that it goes into along a bit, so that, you know, just means drilling a couple more holes. It's a fixable problem, but yeah, I just wasn't sure. So yeah, that's another mod done, ready for Scotland trip. So remember, guys, stay tuned, because that is going to be epic. We haven't done it yet, obviously, but you know, what we on 9th of August, we're planning on hitting it. We're going to head off, so we've got to be ready by then. I've got the roof tent, that's not actually set up yet, that's literally just plonked on the roof rack. We've got to do something with that. So yeah, anyway, I'll stop rambling. I've got loads to tidy up here. So I'll catch you guys later, and well, thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.